sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
I just choked down chocolate chip cookies and Grandpa's femur. Femur.
We make money now?
No, we had to pay
So
them.
this episode, it's just too slippery. I'm slicing everything.
Every time I swing my 5-iron, it goes up that guy's ass.
Welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's your host, Jim and Foo.
Welcome to the show. This is Sad Dads Club podcast, episode take 4.
Welcome to the show. I think is this show 75?
I pulled that number out of my ass.
Well, no. Did you say it?
I said 75.
I think I'm blacking out briefly. So if I just go quiet for a few minutes.
Did you have one of the pussers?
Posters?
Pussers.
Oh, tonight? No.
No. You wouldn't be able to drive home. You'd be like, I'm fine. Fire
well,
hydrant.
I'm just kind of, I kind of feel like maybe I'm becoming under the weather.
Dude. Coronavirus? Or I'm going to totally
Likely.
antiseptic everything. Do you have anyone from AJA that's been to China?
Not that you're aware of.
I saw, because the president had some sort of press release about how the government's handling.
See, he's the one that I'm most worried about because he's been to China.
I saw something from
probably.
I don't remember the news outlet, but they had the first confirmed case of someone that has the virus that hadn't been to China and hadn't had any known contact with someone who had been to China.
Someone from the U.S.?
I don't remember where the case was, but it was that someone had it that hadn't been to China and, to the best of their knowledge, had not come in contact with anyone that had been to China. So basically you have the Anakin Skywalker of coronavirus in some fucking dude.
Were they in prison?
I don't know.
Oh.
I hope so, right? Because here's your lesson. You do crime, you get coronavirus.
Well, there is one case of it that popped up in the Sacramento area.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Someone that they even had the wherewithal to self-quarantine. I'm like, fucking...
Yeah, in the Florin area.
Yeah. More
And-
people need to be like this.
I mean, that's pretty amazing.
They went, because I had a review with my boss today, and he was just like, I heard them San Francisco, they've got a problem. I'm like...
Actually, when I was looking at
Yeah.
the map earlier today, out of sheer curiosity,
Like the
I
Johns
didn't
Hopkins map?
I don't know who makes this one, but I there was only like one case I want to say was in the South Bay somewhere.
Yeah.
It wasn't like San Francisco proper. I didn't see really any there.
I saw... I want to say San Francisco did some sort of... not state of emergency, but like a heightened, like an escalation of something.
Yeah.
Indicative of, we're aware that we have a large travel community coming from, the Asian province.
Yeah.
Z.
Provinces.
And it, may be problematic, but I don't think it was like a state of emergency, more like a heightened state of awareness.
Heightened state of...
Yeah.
I mean, how do you mitigate it? I mean, really? I mean, besides individually as a people, you can wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
But,
This goes into like the last episode where we were talking about the fucking seat. Like, be cognizant of good manners and proper etiquette. Like, fucking sneeze into your elbow.
Yeah.
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Don't fucking cough on people. And if you think you're getting sick, do the needful.
Well, I'm going to say this. My wife is a special ed teacher's aide.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she's around kids all the time that are sick. Their parents don't care, and they just send their kids sick. So they had, we talked about earlier how she was sick over the weekend.
Right.
Her and another aide were out of class because they were both sick, and they got sick because kids are sent to school by their parents as sick. And they have to, you've got green, runny snot coming out of your face and you're coughing a lot.
Yeah.
It's time to go. And I mean, she's been exposed and actually had foot and mouth disease or hand, foot, mouth disease or whatever you call the hand. You know what I'm talking about?
And that's a spoon, fork, knife.
Yeah, exactly.
One of those.
She had that. Actually, Melanie got it first, and then Shanna got it after, which is weird. But it came from school, and then they had an exposure for that like 2 weeks ago. I mean, just like the amount of stuff
at her work.
Yeah,
at her work.
Yeah, the amount of stuff that she's exposed to all the time. Like I'm always surprised that she's not sick
It's
more.
so weird. Like some of the
The corona thing is just
disparity
it seems like it's on
between
steroids.
like when we were kids was like I remember, something even as like out there as like a chicken pox or something. It was like, no, you stay home. You're staying home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You not feel good? You're staying home.
Yeah.
I see such a large complement of parents that are so disconnected from the health of their child because they don't care, or it's like this is public daycare is what school is.
Well, the
it's
bottom
like,
line is,
what are you doing?
I think that the bottom line is they don't want to have to take a day off and like watch the kid for the day.
And that's a whole other thing on its side or on its face. It's like if your workforce is so strained that they
so
can't
strict,
that they
you
can't
handle a day off
because you either are worried about the implications of taking a day off, what that means to your employer or your value to the company,
your well-being with the company,
right? Or you're just a shitty parent. I mean, there are tons of ways to go about it, but some people, it seems like of late, are just very much more. I have to work. I have to work.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I know a couple of parents that are just like, well, I can't deal with this. Like inequipped. Yeah. Inequipped. Whereas our parents, I'm not quite sure why that is. Where that crossover happened. Like, if my kids are sick, they're staying home.
Yeah.
Now,
you're in the situation where you
obviously I telecommute.
You can keep an eye on them.
I can keep an eye on them.
A little easier for you.
At the same time, like I remember when I was sick and I had to stay home. Like my mom, you were not, unless you were chicken pox or something.
Yeah.
You were like, well, go outside and mow the lawn. Do something.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not just going to lay around with a fever, damn it.
I certainly didn't have video games to do anything. There was no tablets and fucking smartphones or anything. But it was like, go outside. The sun's good for you. It'll kill something off or something. But it was, there was never a total just like, no.
I mean, I think it depended on how sick I was. There were times where I remember growing up having strep throat a ton. And for some, I don't know why. I just would always end up with strep throat. And it's funny too because I remember.
Did you ask him to just not push so far?
Maybe.
Hey.
Yeah. But I remember the doctor being like, "You've had strep throat quite a few times, and if you get another time or two, you might need to look at taking out your tonsils or whatever the hell it was that he said."
Yeah. Remind me about tonsils.
And
anyway, keep going.
And I was like. I went like this, like, oh, shit. And I don't think I got strep throat ever again after that. But
you're like, I'm done.
Yeah, all done.
Shit, I was just trying to get out of homework, but I can turn this shit off right now.
But I mean, when everything, there's a very personal part of your anatomy, like your throat and like your mouth and like not being able to swallow and how painful strep throat can be. I mean, I was down and out. You had a fever.
Yeah.
You have a fever. You have no business being anywhere besides laying down and taking a nap.
Yeah.
But
I
like Shanna was down and out all weekend. And we went out on Friday night.
Yeah.
Had drinks, and she looked the part, and we realized, she's...
Well, she would also been talking about... she covered it well towards the end, where you could tell she was just... I mean, as far as visually conveyance... Yeah. She was tired.
Well, she was tired for sure, but most of that was because she was running a fever. And we didn't know. We get home and take her temperature, of course, rectally.
Well, yeah. You're like, here, I need you to... Oh, no, now do the thermometer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're like, hi.
Yeah. Here's the...
Wow, you're running a fever. I guess I should pull this thing out.
You're kind of warm. Let me get the thermometer.
Wow.
I'm sorry. But
hashtag hi, Shan.
Yeah, she was running a fever like 100. 2 billion or something. I don't know. It was high. It was up there. And then it was just her down and out all weekend. So I'm like, what do you need? I'll go get whatever you need.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But keep your damn kids at home. And if with the coronavirus, see, I mean, you just gotta. I think you just kind of have to be somewhat cautious.
I was talking I was in a review thing with my boss, and he was like, "It was actually this was weird." Where he was mentioning that finding unbiased, like just straight to the facts data was hard to find. He's like, I put it into Google, but like it gave me all kinds of like end around things. Like there was no.
Do you think part of that
thing
is because of most of that information is being stymied by the Chinese government? I mean,
no, because the CDC has like a pretty, and Johns Hopkins had like a map of like this is where it's at.
Oh, there is. There's a map online that I found this morning, and that's where I got the figures.
I think things get derailed when certain statements from political figures lead people astray as to whether or not something is or isn't an issue, depending on who you're taking your input from. So, like most things, certainly Google platforms, things are driven by clicks, and your availability to information, if you're not intentionally looking for corroborative sites to like validate what you're looking for, may lead you to like a rabbit hole that goes nowhere or is less informative than some other place. So it was weird to have someone from the Midwest, East Coast be like, I put this thing into Google and I had no clue, but San Francisco came up and said that it was having a problem. I'm like, I'm right here. And,
well, that's weird because I
got nothing.
The map that I found didn't show. Maybe it was the Johns Hopkins map. Let me see. Yeah, I think it was. It didn't show a lot of cases here in the U.S. Most of them, I mean,
it's pretty.
78,500 are from mainland China, and the U.S. has 60.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at.
No.
But I mean, we're not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you contain it. There's a couple. There's one near my daughter, actually.
In SoCal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one here in Sacramento. And then if I'm looking at the map right now, so this is the CDC. It's the GIS and data.maps.arcgis.com. And
there'll be a link in the description.
I mean,
you YouTubers.
It shows you the recovered and the total deaths. There's 2,800 total deaths out of 82,000. I mean, that's a lot.
That's significant in my
opinion. That's like, what, 4% or something? Yeah. And the total recovered is 32,000. That's not awful.
No.
I mean, you're not guaranteed to kick the can just because you got it.
Right. The person in the Sacramento area that has it, that's on self-quarantine, was like showing symptoms, but they're on self-quarantine and they're fine. Like asymptomatic, but okay.
There's dots on here I don't understand. There's some black dots, which I don't understand what those are. And I don't see how I don't see anything where they, you can't click on them.
No clicking?
But anyway, it's, I mean, it's scary, but it's not.
Just pay attention. Yeah. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands for sure.
If you think you're getting sick, I mean, geez, the amount of times that like kids have the fucking little hand sanitizer things on their backpacks nowadays. Like even my kids had them.
Yeah.
In like elementary school.
Yeah.
Like it was like almost like a pencils, notebooks.
I'm just
Purell on
stuff.
your backpack. What?
It's just like getting drunk.
No.
Yeah, alcohol.
No.
No?
No.
It's not.
I was never one of those guys. I'm like one of those things that's like play in the mud and like swim in the water that's probably not necessarily too healthy because you're going to get the immunities.
Do you get the flu shots?
No,
I don't either.
I don't.
I purposely don't get them because I feel like your body needs to self-immunize you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like
I'm not going to say don't get it.
No.
But
my family, everybody in my family gets it.
If we get sick, then, we'll work against.
Well, let's be honest. I don't get it because I'm scared.
Yeah. Please don't infect me.
It hurts.
I can't deal with this right now.
It makes my arms sore for a couple days, and I don't like that.
No, because I don't really get out much. Now, which would say that it would probably wreck me the hardest.
That sounds truly awful.
Because of the kids, because I don't get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds way worse than it is.
It's so sad. It's so depressing.
Well, because you live at home and you work at home.
Right. Sometimes I just get down on the floor with the dog and just cuddle and be like, talk to me about your day.
Just lick around on me and in my mouth area. Go eat a poo and come back and lick me. How else are you going to self-immunize?
No. No?
No.
Oh, yeah, I work in the yard.
Well, I think what you need to do is just get a whole bunch of mosquito bites.
No.
Yeah.
I can't.
You just get them, and then you're like, that's how I'm self-immunizing.
That's the problem that we've been having with this weather. It's sunny, but not hot enough to evaporate all of the standing water from the last rain that was in January at this point?
I think so.
The tail end of January. There are still ponds of water that are, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
The skeeters are not good.
Like I said, I put in their fucking hangout yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Piper, you have physics homework? She's like, no, I'm good. And I went, fucking 5:05. I am heading outside and I am filling up the green waste can.
Yeah.
I got 3 minutes into it. I put jeans on and put a hoodie on thinking, if I get to, 6 o'clock, I'm going to be fighting some mosquitoes, but I'll make it work.
Yeah.
I got 2 to 4 minutes into fucking raking leaves
and they're all like,
on the other side of the RV where there was no direct sun, and it was like fucking fly by, and I went, man.
So Sunday I was out mowing and stuff, and it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're out attacking me in the middle of the day.
I can't stand it.
It's insane.
It's like I don't have a phobia, but it absolutely just annoys the shit out of me. Like I cannot stand. If I could set up,
it wants to suck your blood.
It's just annoying. It's like I don't want to be fighting you, fucking little annoyances. Like if I could set up a turbine and to just blow air at me so that they couldn't, I could do anything.
We're not in Minnesota, for fuck's sake,
dude.
You know what I mean?
Shit, we drove the RV to South Dakota, and we went through the top part of one of those Midwest states. It was Kentucky or Tennessee, and it was twilight. And
thousands of them.
Dude, we cleared out a fucking genome of mosquitoes. It was like paint.
You mean, are you talking?
Oh, it's over there.
Are you talking about with the RV?
Yeah, with the RV. We went through and it was absolutely it was carnage, dude. It was coating on the top front, the grill, the giant side mirrors, and that nose of the overhead camper part.
Yeah,
it was gross.
Yeah.
It was fucking gross.
Pressure washer time.
Yeah.
I remember Chandler when he was in Scouts. He did a 50-mile hike that took him through the backcountry of Yosemite. Yeah. So not anywhere near the valley. You're up in the high country.
Yeah.
And he came home with shitloads of mosquito all over the fucking place. There were so many, and this was several years ago. There were so many mosquitoes up there that everybody had bites all over the place, and they would get you through your clothes.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. And I was cringing because I know when I get a mosquito bite, I must have an allergic reaction to them because they welt up big and they get really itchy and they hang around for like 6 days or so.
Oh.
They don't just like come and then go
no
away.
bueno.
Yeah, and they're itchy for days. I'm like, ah. And if I get that many, I would be miserable. I would be absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And a lot of times I'm just so like apprehensive of them that like I can still hear it. Cause have you heard that thing that at a certain age you start to lose your ability to hear the frequency at which they.
Yeah.
So I can at least at my age I can still hear them.
Yeah. I hear them on
and
occasion.
that sets me off.
Yeah.
It's like I know you're here. I know you're here. And I didn't kill you, but I know you're here.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, if I need to focus on something like outside and I just want to get something done, I want to rake it, I want to build it, I want to screw it, whatever. Hey. And to know that if my hands are exposed, that, and then
they'll just land on there.
Land on my hand, I'm like, oh, I cannot.
Phobia.
Absolutely just pisses me off. Just puts me on tilt, like right off the bat.
Yeah, I get it. I don't like them either. I don't like them because they just make me feel like shit. I remember being in Hawaii with my family, and we went to the Io Valley thing. It's on the Lahaina side. We're in the mountains, so there's like a valley in there.
Not Hana?
No, the Io Valley. It's like on the Lahaina mountainside.
Okay.
And my mom, there were a ton of mosquitoes. My mom got just bit to shit. And she was sick for several days after that. She had so many mosquito bites all over her.
Yeah, that would not work out for me.
She was not happy. She was
And then you're
cranky.
in the, well, I know they're here, so I'll wear pants and a long sleeve. And then you're fucking overheating.
because it's actually warm out.
Right. You're like, this doesn't work out for me.
Yeah. Well, we've also noticed, not to beat the dead horse, but a ton of the daddy longlegs.
Oh, but that's good.
Oh, I know. But, I mean, have you noticed how many there are around?
No.
We had like 8 of them in the garage out of nowhere.
Although I get
and a
sprayed.
couple have gotten into the house.
Not me personally.
Yeah.
We get pest control sprayed, so we have that. Like
That's a daddy longlegs?
No, that's not. That's a mosquito hawk. You dead, bitch. Anyway.
So you wanted to talk about some email that we got.
Well, I want to first. I want to hit
DMs.
the DMs that I got from Grant because we've been talking about physics lately.
Oh yeah.
And while I wasn't a physics preferred science guy, I was much more a life science biology kind of guy.
Okay.
Or chemistry.
Were you like a Bill Nye, the science guy?
I was all around, but not. I
would consider him to be all around.
He is, but yes. So the short answer is yes, bitch.
Okay, good.
All right.
Take that.
You nailed it.
Take that.
Nailed me.
No, I didn't.
No, because we're on opposite ends of the table. Anyway. All
right. I'm listening. I'm making fun, but I'm listening.
Hashtag hi Grant. Grant had sent me a Joe Rogan Experience episode where he had, there's the name, Brian Greene. It was a theoretical physicist.
Okay.
Joe Rogan, for what it's worth, sometimes hits, sometimes misses.
He's a miss a lot for me, but
yes,
a lot of people like him. His show is hugely popular.
I don't listen to every show.
Yeah,
but he's like what Grant had sent me. He's like, hey, since you've been talking about physics a lot lately, check out this episode. So he had a theoretical physicist, and Grant did me a solid by actually forwarding, like starting the clip where he asks the good question. I have, and I told Grant, I'm like, I have watched this like clip. It's like a 10-minute to 12-minute clip if you're just trying to get the business of what Joe Rogan. He essentially asked, so what what's the Big Bang? Like, what happened before the Big Bang? What was
Yeah.
going on before the Big Bang?
The little bang.
He's like,
Oh, you're
and-
not asking me.
no,
Okay.
no. I could ask your wife. She knows. She knows Big Bang. And it was
I'll text
an
you.
amazing answer from someone. I went and looked up some of his stuff. I'm like, oh, God, I could listen to this guy and read this guy's papers, like just on end. Just very, very Stephen Hawking like.
Okay.
And often put a lot of his perspectives into, I would say, layman's versions that you could understand. Like,
Yeah.
you know, what was going on before this? And it's like, well, you know, we may not necessarily have a way to express or understand what was there because
Well,
our perspective of that is relative to the time and the reality that we know. So to try and explain or come up with it's this, is almost beyond the scope of human understanding in which the world that we live in.
Well,
It's
even
very eye-opening
even
stuff.
things as simple as scale. When you start seeing those graphics that people put together where they're like,
Oh, it does like the infinite zooms?
yeah, here's a person, and then here's the next big thing, and then here's a pickup truck, and then here's like this, and here's a rocket, and then here's, the Sputnik, and here's,
Right.
and they just everything just kind of gets bigger and bigger,
Yeah.
and like here's the fucking moon, and here's Mercury, and here's Earth, and like the scale at which things grow and how much bigger
Yeah.
things are
It's-
than what
it's-
we think about
Yeah.
are staggering to even comprehend.
Yes. I
So
agree.
just on the scale side of things, like
Yeah.
how big the sun is compared to all of the planets in this solar system, just our sun and our solar system.
Yeah.
And we're
yeah.
talking about we are just part of this like Milky Way. So, and the Milky,
We're part of a part of a part of a part of a
yeah,
part of a part. It's
that's all really hard to comprehend. All that stuff, like
Yeah.
on a like. Well, I mean, I get all that stuff. Don't get me wrong,
right.
but the comprehension of how large some of this space and time is.
Yeah,
is
it's beyond
just-
the scope of so I guess I just can't not understand that part.
Yeah, well, I'll just go back to looking at Facebook.
He had a very interesting he was talking about temperature relative to time. It's like, well, what was happening before the Big Bang? And he had a reference to time, and he's like, well, in order to understand,
How would anyone know this?
right?
Though?
And
It's
right,
all theoretical.
it's all
anyway.
right. Hence his occupational title. And he was talking about, he's like, you kind of correlate that to temperature. He's like, temperature is the average motion of molecules and atoms. He's like, but if something's moving very fast, it's a hot, right? So lots of motion equals over on an average means it's hot.
Right.
Slower movement is cold.
Yeah.
But if you understand that that's a relative average of an aggregate of molecules or atoms, well, does a single atom or a single molecule have a temperature? No, because it's singular. It doesn't move on its own. It's just there.
Yeah.
So you can't have. So it's like if you were to get back all the way back to Big Bang or pre, does time have a relative? Because the components that we understand that make up time are no longer existent because everything is.
Well, time is a human construct, really. I mean, what
Are we
think.
getting into that Canadian shit?
Well, we are. I mean, time is a human construct in the sense that we've developed a sense of time based on how the planets move around the sun and where the moon is and how long it takes for the sun or for the Earth to spin, and
We've given it a human.
we've
relation.
given a human measurable thing, and the human measurable part of time is very small scale, just like everything else in our lives.
Yes.
So the relativity of humans' time scale is completely blown away when you start talking about
everything
some of
is
this
a guess when you try and figure out what happened way before here. Anyway, so Grant had sent me that, and I watched it on repeat, and then I played it for Piper. I'm like, "Are you ready to just
blow your fucking mind?"
Yeah, right. I'm like, listen to this. Watch how he explains what happens when you get to the North Pole, and you ask someone what happens when you want to go further north, and they go,
"What?
Well, it doesn't work here." Anyway.
Yeah.
Mind-bending shit.
Yeah.
Argonaut had replied to a couple of our emails on vegan places, or a couple email instances of vegan places to eat, as well as a pizza place that you knew of?
Yes, Pizzeria Uno, I believe.
Yeah.
I have eaten there once. They're a chain. I think they're based out of Chicago area, but they have restaurants kind of strewn around the country. Way back in the early 90s, my brother had moved to San Diego. They had a Pizzeria Uno there. And he got a job there because he worked at the Pizzeria Classico in Folsom, where I also worked. So he had some experience in the pizza industry, I guess. So he got a job there when he moved down to San Diego. So I've been aware of them for a long time. I haven't been to one in forever.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's Chicago style pizza. Yeah.
So deep dish?
Yeah, I think they might. I don't remember now. It was so long ago. But yeah, I think they did. It was mainly like Chicago style deep dish pizza. And in fact, I think the core of Pizzeria Classico and their Chicago style, like what they call stuffed pizza, and their deep dish pizzas were based off of Uno, and the concept of their restaurant was also sort of loosely interpreted from Pizzeria Uno.
Yeah.
That's my understanding of it over the years. So I found a new place. It was a taco truck that's a vegan taco truck that's in Sacramento.
Really?
And I sent it to my wife. I have to open this up to find it. I sent it to her. It's called...
So they only show up for events, or are they just roaming around at specific locations that you can track?
Well, that's a good question. It's called Bambi Vegan Tacos, and it has on, I believe it was Yelp, 5 out of 5 stars, which is pretty incredible. And so we start looking, and I sent the link to my wife because she's always looking to try places.
Right.
And I came across the page after I'd sent the link to her, which she sent to me afterwards also, which is... Where do we find the truck? What's your schedule?
Right.
And it says the Bambi Vegan Taco Truck will be undergoing repairs throughout February.
Oh, good God.
We will be back in March with delicious new recipes.
I mean,
we got to wait until March.
It's almost...
Yeah, so we're going to end up trying this at some point because...
Does it have, like, historical locations of the truck? Like, do they get outside the grid?
Never saw where they...
For those not in the local SAC area, the grid is the reference of the actual SAC.
I think they're out of
Sacramento City.
I think they're out of like South SAC somewhere, but they had a map that said this is the area that we service, and that square like kind of went up into like South Placer. I want to say maybe Lower Roseville. So I don't know how far they go, but I mean,
you would think
we would drive to Sacramento to go try them.
As a vegan place, naming your truck after a deer is probably a misstep, perhaps.
I don't know.
I hope
maybe.
I hope Bambi is a lady. I mean, it could
there's
be a
always
dude.
hope. So,
but
we, seeing as how we're talking about Sir Argonaut and his...
Right. He had a vegan place that he had sent us also in an email. Have you been there? I can't remember.
Don't know if I saw the email.
Vegan natural foods.
When did I miss it?
The subject was foodie. Maybe.
Let me look it up because I don't recall seeing that email. But
subject foodie.
Here we go.
I had a funny
here it
thing.
is. I do see it. Nice.
Does it ring a bell? The location?
Oh, it's the same one. Okay. Vegan natural foods. Sacramento Sunflower Drive-In. Oh, yeah. We love the Sunflower.
Really?
Yes. They have very good, like, garden burgers and stuff that they make on their own patties and shit.
Yeah.
Haven't been to Burger Patch on K Street, but Sunflower is a place that my wife and daughter love to go. The Bank. Warning, the pizza sucks. Okay, so have not heard of the Bank in downtown. And Milagro I have heard of before, but Milagro, I don't know if I've been there or not. That sounds very familiar.
Wasn't that the Blood God in the Blade movies?
Milagro Center.
Oh.
Is what it's called. No, that I have not been there. I'm just looking at the pictures of the place.
I gotta try some of those.
Well, I would, I'm down with we've talked about it many times. We tried stuff because it's hard for my wife to find stuff to
right.
eat.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll try anything.
Yeah,
I don't care. Then, a lot of people always have that discussion with their family or their wife. Where do you want to go to eat?
Right.
And I'm kind of like one of the, I could go to the same 3 places all the time. I'll mention those 3 places that I really like a lot.
Right.
But if we want to go somewhere new, it's kind of like, well, if you want to try somewhere new, I will go there. I can find something to eat anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm that kind of mindset, and I'm not super particular. But if you press me on where do you want to go, I'll end up telling you the same 3 places all the time because they're familiar and easy.
Right.
But,
Favorites.
yeah. So I really enjoy doing that kind of stuff.
Well,
so
it was
at
like
some point we'll have
the
to.
one time that we went to Zelda's.
Oh, yeah.
I think I got whatever the pizza I got had anchovies on it.
Which surprised me.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you're going to go to some place, new with authentic style of a dish, made in a specialty way.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to try the thing that would like absolutely potentially blow my mind. It's like I don't get anchovies on my round table or Papa John's or fucking your good whatever your normal pizza places are. I don't. But an authentic pizza place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried it. I enjoyed the pizza with anchovies.
Yeah.
Do I get anchovies on anything else?
No.
Absolutely not. But to taste and have an experience of someplace new, doing something potentially that might
suck.
Blow your mind or suck.
Yeah.
It was like I'll take that risk. I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose.
Well,
and everything to gain.
So for an example, for somewhere like Zelda's, I think the way their pizza's made, so that it's like dough on the pan, cheese on the dough, and sauce on the cheese. Mm-hmm. The way that the pizza's made lends itself to a particular type of ingredient that would work in my mind, work very well cooked the way they cook it in the where the ingredients are going to like stew in that sauce.
Yeah.
And so I tend to pick ingredients that I know would blow my mind, and I just came across my own sort of combination of like 3 things that like just make it for me. The combo of flavors really.
So what's your Zelda Wonder Pizza?
My one Zelda thing is pepperoni, mushrooms, and bell peppers.
Okay.
And just the way they cook and kind of stew up in the sauce.
Yeah.
There's just
fun times to be had for your mouth parts.
That's a magic pizza.
Yeah.
To me. I'm not opposed to doing anything else. It's just I know that I'm going to enjoy that, and it's going to be like a happy time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we talk about the vegan places. Like even as a metasaurus omnivore, similar to you, like I have no predisposition against vegan stuff. We'll often like buy stuff at Rayleigh's. Like,
Oh,
is it
yeah.
on sale? Well, to try it.
Yeah.
And you've been here when we've talked about like a sausage thing. It was like,
Yeah, did you like it?
it was okay.
It was all right.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. Would I buy it again? No, because I'm okay with eating sausage.
Yeah, I prefer the
You know,
real thing rather
But that's
than
not
something
going to
that's
stop me
imitation.
from going to somewhere to be like, I'm gonna try an Impossible Burger, and if I like it, I don't really care if it's not meat. I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy it because it tastes great.
Now-
it tastes good. It's an option.
For those listening, I will say this. If you have not gone to the Briar Patch in Grass Valley and had their nut and seed burger, you're missing out. So you go to the Briar Patch, they have a deli there.
Yeah.
You can order burgers. They got a whole menu. They got burritos and like a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
They have a nut and seed burger that is super delicious. It's like their own house-made patty with
Yeah.
that's nut and seeds, and it is insanely good.
Huh.
I've been trying to get my wife to go up there, and she's not opposed to trying. It's just a matter of being an hour.
Opportunity.
Yeah. So we just haven't done it, but she knows that I've had it and I've ordered it many times.
Yeah.
And it's delicious. And so at some point we'll get her up there to try it.
It'd be interesting to see what her take is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's one of those things too. You don't want to buy it and then bring it down the hill and be like, "What do you think of this?"
Cold
after
and
it's
grody.
reheated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's straight off the.
Well, there's so we talked about this when we were at drinks on Friday. We went to Susie Burger, which is down off of 80 in Midtown there.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Impossible. Isn't the Impossible? I think it's the Impossible Burger.
Okay.
And Shan says, out of all the places that make like Impossible and Beyonds,
Mm-hmm.
that theirs is the best. And it has to do with how they cook the patty.
Mm-hmm.
They cook it so that the patty has like this crust on it. It's
Mhm.
like a little crispy.
So like a charbroil,
No, I think they use a flat
flat top.
top.
Hmm.
And it's just the way that they cook it on the flat top. It gets that little crispy crust, and they just cook it long enough that makes it have that texture, and it's just that much better than
I'll be
everybody
damned.
else. And if she goes somewhere like Carl's Jr. has a Beyond Burger.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. It's Beyond.
Yeah.
She tells them to cook it more.
Burn the shit out of it.
Cook it more so it has that texture.
Crust.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I'll try anything. I don't care.
Yeah.
If that's vegan stuff, then I'll try it.
Yeah. I'm not opposed.
Yeah.
Now, it's a lot like your choices for dinner if given an option. It's like, well, we're going to go to some place and they've got vegan stuff,
Yeah.
Impossible or Beyonds.
Yeah.
I'm getting the burger,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I am not opposed to, if we went out somewhere and it was like,
That's all they had.
I'm like, fuck,
Then I would go with the
okay.
Romans.
I'm not going to like
Do as the Romans do,
you know,
right?
sit in the bathroom like Kate Moss and throw it back up or whatever. I'll eat it. And if I don't like it, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not predisposed to not trying vegan stuff.
Yeah.
You
No,
know.
me neither.
Yeah.
It's funny because Chandler's kind of like that sometimes. And I don't know. She gave him a chunk of her burger to try, and he ate it. He was like, oh, that's actually pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I think it was a Beyond or an Impossible.
I could cuss someone out in Call of Duty with it.
Exactly. But yeah, so, I dig that stuff.
Yeah. Anyway. So we covered our feedbacks.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that was it. That was all I had. I don't know if you got any DMs or feedbacks.
No.
No. Womp womp.
Burp, burp.
Womp womp.
Just those. What's funny is I missed that one.
Of Argonaut with the
Yeah.
foodies.
Yeah, I missed
Well, that
that
was
one.
important because I thought fucking vegans. If we have any vegan, I know Kim. # hi Kim.
Yeah.
I don't know if she gets down there for that stuff, but
I think it's, honestly, it's an exciting time to be a vegan or a vegetarian because it used to be that you just had to deal with like the Morningstar patties and the, all just that stuff that was
Yeah.
mediocre.
yeah.
And they're coming out with stuff nowadays that is just really damn good.
If it tastes good,
Yeah.
why not?
But, I always bring this up with my wife. It's like, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second.
Okay.
Why is there so much emphasis for people who don't care about eating meat to make a product
that tastes like meat.
That
seems like an oddity to me. And we had this discussion. We were talking about the sausage. Mm-hmm. It's like, if you don't like the meat product, that's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone, your own choice.
There's
it's
a billion reasons not to eat meat, and I get it. I get all that stuff.
But there's a myriad of reasons.
Yeah.
Dietary, personal choice, that's fine.
Just trying to save the planet.
But
whatever.
things get weird. Just call your you can name it anything you want.
Yeah.
But as someone who's a Metasaurus omnivore, who would be willing to try your product if you had just named it something other than sausage knockoff, right? In my mind, as far as marketing and product, impression goes, you name your thing plant-based sausage, I'm seeing sausage. I know what sausage tastes like. I'm okay with the taste of sausage. I'm okay with where it comes from. And then you tell me that it's plant sausage or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And I am not going to be able to get around the impression of my everything sensory saying this should be sausage. If you just,
I mean, kind of the way I look at it is they're making these products, and who are they for? Really, they're for people who don't eat meat already, I think.
Right. So it's like, well, how would you know?
And maybe a small part of the people, a small percentage is the folks
protein
like you
crumbles
who are, they do have that.
Right.
But
just name it that, and I'd be like, oh, if I want to make something with a plant-based protein,
yeah,
there we go.
Probably a smaller percentage of the people are like what you're talking about doing, whereas you're a meat eater, but you're willing to try all these other products. The problem there is that you're never gonna get quite as good as a meat product.
Right.
I mean, because if you're a meat eating person, that's what you're comparing it to.
Right.
And if you're comparing it to that, then you're likely to be slightly disappointed unless you don't necessarily care. You're just going for flavor and all that stuff or whatever, Right. But if you're someone who doesn't eat meat at all and you're eating that product, you're probably thinking, oh, well, this is pretty good. I mean, I'm not eating meat. I don't know anymore. I may have had it in the past and I knew kind of what that tasted like, but this is pretty good. You know what I mean? Right. You're not going to have the reference point as gone.
It's like that place that you were talking about, and probably the same episode that Argonaut was talking about. Yeah. It's like you something on the menu is, that the place is listed as vegan,
yes,
or non-meat,
yes,
right, animal friendly, etc.
Yep,
and they just have dishes. They don't tell you how they get there, but it's just dishes. So you buy it, you eat it. Which part of this was the simulated part? You don't know.
Yeah.
Just eat it and enjoy it. And if it doesn't, and if they're nailing it, like you said that they did, it's like all the better.
Yeah.
But to list out the ingredients on the menu almost like, to me, is setting up the consumer for a comparison. Specifically, if you're someone that can
go back and forth.
Yeah. You're like, okay, so they're pulling out the meat's not real, but the cheese is, or the cheese isn't as well. It's like, just tell me it's carne asada.
Yeah.
And I'll eat it.
Yeah.
And if I don't like the taste or there's a consistency thing, I'll work that out later. Or
that's what was weird. Was the name of the place was whatever vegan, or I forget what the name of that place was. And I kept looking at the menu and saying, but it says it's chicken something or other.
Right.
It says it's carne asada. It literally says it on the menu.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm talking to my daughter like,
where's the fakey part?
Well, and she's like, well, everything here is vegetarian or vegan or whatever.
Right.
So they're not going to say our vegetarian carne asada, our vegetarian this, our vegetarian that, or vegan this or vegan that. They're not going to say that on every product. The place is all vegan. And that was really hard to like.
I like that concept more than to be spoon-fed each dish and how they're making a simulation of the protein that's meat.
Yeah.
You're a vegan. I understand that. How are you making this dish? Don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in my face. I'm going to order something.
They did really well. I can't remember what the name of that place was.
It's like it's on there.
I wish there was one of those
the
up
next
here.
time I'm down there, I really want to try that kind of place because I'm like, the handcuffs are off as far as don't spoon feed me what's simulated.
Yeah.
I'm just going to order a dish and
though.
put it in my
mean,
face.
they are just in the naming
right,
on the
but
menu.
you don't I don't want to know ahead of time because my brain's going to be like, okay, this doesn't
Pick
taste
it apart.
Yeah.
Pick it apart.
It'll filter it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mind bender for me because I just kept thinking, but it says on the menu, blah, and Melly kept saying, no.
Just trust me, Dad.
It's all
Shut the fuck
it's all
up,
vegan
Dad.
or vegetarian or whatever. And I'm
Right.
like, okay, all right, fine. I'll just order whatever I would order.
Yeah.
And it was really good. So, I mean, I don't know what to say.
If I get down there, I'm looking to try it just to,
yeah, we'll have to.
because open mind, why not?
Yeah.
Why would you not?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like I'm not saying I'm forced into it, but I have to have an open mind because of my wife
The
and my
dietary
daughter.
constraints of your family.
And that's the other part too. When the family says,
Sad
"What are we
dad.
eating?" and I say, "I don't care. I can find something anywhere." I don't have a dietary constraint.
Right.
I'll eat whatever. So, if I say, "Let's go to such and such place," they may not have any vegetarian.
Right.
I can say, "Oh, all right, fine. Well, we're going to Wingstop or
Right.
Buffalo Wild Wings."
Right.
They don't have a vegetarian option.
Really?
No.
God, we just ordered stuff from there, and we had a really bad experience.
At
Anyway,
Buffalo Wild Wings?
they don't have like the tofu wing.
I don't know.
Vegan
I don't
wing?
think so. I know Buffalo or Wingstop doesn't.
Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Do we have a Wingstop here?
Yeah, there's one over by In-N-Out.
Oh,
I was just there.
yeah, we were at Buffalo. We bought stuff from Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
So, I mean, I could say that, and then what are they going to eat? Of course they're going to go, no, there's nothing there for us.
Right.
And I get that. So it's like for me to be like, well, I really want this. So I'm not going to hose somebody, and you know what I mean?
You get a napkin.
Yeah.
Chew on it, fucker.
Here's a straw.
Daddy's getting the good wings.
You're going to save the sea turtles by eating it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Squirt.
So
Yeah.
I just kind of approach it like, well, what?
What do you feel like?
Yeah.
Because I eat anything.
Yeah. I mean, I could be picky if I wanted to, but it's not worth it.
Well, yeah. It's not worth picking a fight.
Or picking my nose.
Nice.
I mean, you can pick your nose,
But you can't
and
pick
you
your
can
friend.
pick your friends,
Yeah.
but you can't pick your friend's nose. You know what I mean? I could reach across the table and try to pick it, but I'd probably lose my hand.
Stump.
I think after the show, I'll have to try it.
No. Don't do it. You're in my house. I got access to all the tools and know where all the saws are. It would not be pretty.
Shring.
Speaking of your sad dad joke, so I have a sad dad moment from earlier this evening.
Yeah.
I went to the store to
Okay.
get some components. I'm doing the self-checkout.
For what kind of components? Is this relevant?
No.
Okay.
But the end of the thing is a component. It's a sad dad moment.
Okay.
So, you know how I don't know if you do the self-checkout stuff, but now
I
you're
love
getting
to do
like
self-checkout.
You're getting the coupons
Uh-huh.
from stuff.
Yeah.
Normally, don't give 2 fucks.
Yeah. Oh,
So
no.
I'm ordering stuff, and literally out of the coupon thing,
Uh-huh.
there's a coupon for brats.
Okay.
We usually do like sausage sandwiches once every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
So out of this,
Johnsonville brats?
yes, Johnsonville's.
Okay.
So out of the coupon thing,
Uh-huh.
spits this, and I have it as receipt because I'm not making up the story.
All right.
Comes out the Johnsonville brats save up to $5.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sitting there and I'm checking out my shit and I go, ooh, coupon for brats.
All right.
And it hits me, damn, dude. You just verbally said, ooh, coupon for brats. Out
Did
loud.
you have anybody like go,
I hope not.
Like
Because then I went, oh
neck
my
whip?
God, I just did that.
oh my gosh.
I just did that. I'm like, wow.
I mean, my wife seems to get really excited over coupons, and I'm sort of like, eh. But if I mean,
Like, I can work this. Sometimes it's just like
I
for
have concerns.
garbage, like
Yeah.
simulated salt or something, like some spice aisle or some vegetable that you're never gonna fucking use ever. And this was brats, and I went, ooh, coupon for
I can
brats.
save up to $5.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, I'll use that. Like, I'm saving this one. I took that thing like a greedy little kid on Christmas. I'm like, ooh, coupons.
But are they vegan?
No, man, this
that's-
is the Metasaurus, bitch. Shit.
I love Johnsonville brats on the grill.
Yes.
One of my favorite ways to cook them is cook them on the grill.
With a fire?
Put them in a bun with hot mustard, arugula, and some avocado.
Yeah.
Maybe some onion if you're feeling it. Delicious. Do you like arugula?
No.
Arugula's got
When I
kind
make
of
my
a,
sausage sandwich, like the most amount of produce is like a pickle and an avocado slice.
Oh, I mean,
I
you
don't
should.
like
I'm
lettuce
serious.
on
You
anymore.
should try it. Arugula. It's not really. It's kind of lettucey, but it has a different flavor. It's very peppery.
Yeah.
Arugula and some avocado. It's just the combo of those three.
So you do the sausage sandwich too?
Oh yeah,
I love the sausage sandwich.
bro. Who do you think I am?
I don't know.
Think I'm all vegan
Do
or
you
something?
make like a vegan sausage sandwich for your wife?
What
What do they make on that night?
Yeah, they would get their own. They would get their own like
Yeah.
vegan brat stuffs. And
Hmm.
They do that. In fact, we have cooked them.
Vegan brats?
We had a conversation
okay?
about this. I don't know. I eat regular brats.
You're like, fuck, bitch, I get the Metasaurus.
Yeah. But we'll do a thing where it's like we were cooking. I don't know. We were doing hot dogs or something. So we had beef franks and we had Shanna's vegetarian weenies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, I don't know, they look weird to me the way they cook up. But anyway, it's like, it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
And I have this, cast iron griddle pan. Like, can I cook yours on one side and mine on the other? Is that going to be, they won't be touching. I'm not
Yeah.
going to be rolling them around on each
Exactly.
other. Yeah. And then she said that was okay.
Oh, okay.
As long as
they
I-
don't cross the pan,
Yeah. As long as I use different tongs.
equatorial grid
Yeah.
across your pan.
Yeah. So that was a win for me.
Yeah.
You just crinkle that up like and throw it.
Oh my god! I just realized.
Dude, that is $5 of savings, bro. Oh my gosh.
A mistake might have been made. No, it's not.
They might
It's
not
good.
take it now. They'll
They'll
be
take
like, "This is wrinkled,
Dude, it's all
sir."
digital now. I keep feeling like there's something on my head.
There is. It's a pair of headphones.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah,
Shit.
right there on the top.
Yeah.
You think-
So, God, we're too close to time. What do you have? Do you have anything else?
no. I
No?
mean, unless you want to listen to me complain about work.
No, we're close at time. Because if you complain, then I'll complain, and then we're like 2 hours.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, we don't want to. I don't want to complain about work.
All right.
I feel like there's people listening.
Don't get us started.
Don't get us started.
Happily employed.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I start thinking about that, it's like that's where it ends up being like, this is job security.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's good to be able to make the mortgage.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then we're here.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody listening, and we hope you come back for more.
We'll catch you next week.
Where?
Like and subscribe.
At the hot dog
iTunes
stand?
and the YouTubes and the
iHeartRadio,
iHeartRadio.
radio.com,
Google Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
Hashtag High Datas.
Anywhere really podcasts are found.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And, chip in, email. Like I said, we read.
And also, one of
Most
the
of
big
the time.
ones, I mean, we don't talk about this a lot, but if you enjoy our show, tell somebody. Tell someone that you enjoy our show. Have them listen.
Yeah.
They don't have to like the show,
Give us a shot.
but give us a shot. Give us the shot.
Just a couple sad dads.
Yeah.
Just asking a couple people
We want this to
to
grow.
make it listen.
If we can make this grow, we want it to grow. For sure. So
That's
tell
our pander.
tell a friend.
We'll catch you next week.
Take it easy.
All right, bye.